Good morning, I'm Mike Neundorfer with Advanced RV, and I'm here this morning to introduce you to Kelvin. Kelvin is a 144 4x4 we finished in the last month or two. It was conceived by a client who's very artistic and has a great aesthetic, and also he does some great photography. The way that we've constructed this video is that Mitchell asked the client questions by email, and the responses I think you'll find interesting, and Mitchell will read them as part of the video. So enjoy, and thanks for watching.
Attending the ARV Fest, meeting owners and the ARV staff sold me that this was the company to work with to create my vision. My vision was to use Kelvin on a regular basis for trips to hike, bike, ski, snowshoe, attend festivals, and create photographs. I knew that I would prefer the shorter wheelbase and tighter turning radius of a 144. This would be beneficial to accessing everything from city parking to Forest Service roads to tight trailhead parking lots. I wanted the capability to overnight, to run the AC and go several days without the need for shore power. The various battery systems that ARV offers were attractive, along with the ability to quickly recharge while I'm driving or while I'm parked using genset at high idle. I knew I wanted to add color and create a unique look. The two-toned color scheme with the accent band just evolved during the configuration meetings as we reviewed various finished samples. I think of Kelvin as a more subdued rendition of Baja, a living space that feels good.
When we're working with a client to design their motorhome, one of the objectives we ask about is what equipment do they want to bring along and how do they want to store it. And this often leads to the design of the rear storage. The rear storage is one of the unique things that we do for clients based on what they want to travel with. This 144, which we're finishing up now with bunk beds, will have shelves in this area where two folding electric bikes will reside. Kelvin used a different method of getting space in rear storage under the platform bed.
My original concept was to have space to store some type of bicycle along with gear. I decided on a fixed platform bed with storage underneath. I also made the decision to sleep across the van, side to side. Although I would be traveling solo, I wanted to incorporate a full-width bed for flexibility. I also decided to use the same flooring material I selected for the inside of the coach. This material has a texture, and I felt that it would provide a more durable and slip-resistant finish in lieu of plastic laminate.
This is for Kelvin. It has a platform bed. Underneath that platform bed is what we call the garage area, or where the cargo is going to be stored. And underneath that is where all the mechanical elements of the van reside. Batteries, inverter, water pump, surge protector, a number of other things. The objective here was to have an area where the client could store his bicycle along with other miscellaneous cargo, have a place to tie it down. And he requested all of this cargo track, which receives different fasteners, which provide tie-down hooks and other things that can be locked into this track. Having the track fixed and having it be able to disassemble was the challenge. We still need to have access to everything underneath this deck. The bed platform is actually going to be two individual mattresses. One of them can be removed, and this will be just a big wide open storage space. So once this is situated in the van, you'll be able to access those individually through these panels. These will all be removable. Let's say you needed to service the batteries, which are situated underneath this area. This whole frame substructure is removable as well. So it would be modular, covers all the electronics safely, and fulfills the need to have tie downs, accessibility, while still remaining elegant.
It'll be easy to reconfigure how I use this space, depending on the season, my activities, and the length of my trip. The removable bed section is working great to provide additional vertical storage at the rear of the van.
A big part of many of our clients' build design is a place for them to work. Some are editing photographs, some are editing videos, some are working remotely, and some are just doing social media. But to have a place that's comfortable, that's easy to set up, to do this kind of work, to work on their computer, or in some cases people write, is a big part of the van. So in this one, we have a center table they wanted to use for eating. It has 2 leaves that can go up or down, and it has a fixed elevation table. Other people want to sit in a rotated front seat, and we have several designs of tables for using the computer. Sometimes behind the driver's seat, we create a space and a drop-down table. So there are any number of possibilities, and clients guide us in how they want to work in their vans.
I wanted to create a space where I could use an external monitor to edit photos. The tabletop is large enough to allow the use of my laptop as a second monitor and a full-size keyboard or Wacom tablet if I choose to. The storage cabinet is vented with thermostatically controlled fans so that I can stow the laptop even when I'm backing up files to external hard drives, and I don't have to worry about it overheating. The table works well for my computer station and for additional counter space. It has a good amount of travel, so I can swivel it around to access the bathroom, the slider door area, or the cab area. Although I don't plan to full-time, I envision taking Kelvin anytime I'm driving somewhere for recreation. It could be a day trip, an overnight in a national park, a long weekend, or even a multi-week trip. I recently started my first major trip, which will include visiting the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, with numerous stops along the way. I like having my own tiny house on wheels and having the maneuverability that a shorter chassis offers. I'm looking forward to taking trips where I have no particular place to go and no set time to be there. My goal is to make my travels with Kelvin as much about the journey as the destination.